my parents decided way back that this is where we want to put our daughter in. So when I went into class 11th, I did 2 months in science stream. But then we went through the exam, and the exam is highly humanities oriented. So they got me shifted to humanities. So from there, the focus was made that this is what we want to do. So when I was in college, my parents got a bit overexcited about it. They were like, okay, why not right now only? Okay, you are in a humanities college, itni padhai nahi hoti hai, you can probably balance. So then I tried one coaching, but then of course could not balance because I was a good student even at college level. So could not balance studies and coaching together. Then second year I again tried. Like first year I tried weekend batches. The second year I tried evening batches. Still did not work. Then it was my final year and my parents wanted even me to top the university and everything. So of course if you have to top, you have to study regardless of whatever stream you are from. So the final year went in studying. I was very lucky, I had an age gap. I graduated at 20. So I had this age gap from 20 to 21. So then I utilized it full-fledged, gave a coaching. So a lot of thinking went into the 4 years you just mentioned, right? From class 11th, a lot of thinking went into it, but the real action took place after my graduation. So I used to read the newspapers, I used to do my NCRTs really well so that I save up my time here. I don't need to do NCRTs now during the preparation time. So that is how I managed. That was the game plan, but did not really do any preparation back then. When after prelims, when we got to know that of course mains test series is very important because without it you will not get practice and you won't be able to perform well in the actual mains. So then I did a very extensive research of all the mains test series, and Vision was rated the best. Like everybody had spoken very highly of the quality of questions, the quality of evaluating the answer sheets. Then you guys keep giving us handouts on any topic which you guys feel is important. So and there's very good. It's very organized. It's very methodical. So a lot of I heard very good stuff from different people. I did my own Google searches. So that's how I got to know that Vision is number one in mains test series. That's how I took it.
I have very, very, very fond memories of Vision. I used to come here for writing my mains test series, essay test series. I even had the interview program with Vision. And I have absolutely very fond memories in the sense that I know how much those test series helped me ultimately in my exam, how much the interview guidance helped me in my interview. And I believe a lot of my success is of course owed to this coaching institution, Vision IAS, because I believe if it were not for you guys, I wouldn't have been able to put in my efforts in the right direction. So I believe that Vision IAS played a very, very important role in channelizing whatever hard work I was doing into the right direction. Because I remember the first day that I had come here to write the mains test series. It was a polity test, and I was so not in tune with how time was to be managed during a mains answer writing session that out of the 20 questions, I could not even, I could only complete 6 and I could only complete 14 and 6 were left unanswered. And then I remember even that day when during my mains exam, the UPSC mains exam, during the ethics paper, everybody had literally given up. Nearly everybody had nearly 20 to 30% of their paper left incomplete, and I was the only one in my center who had completed the paper. So I learned a lot over here, and the 45 mark difference that I have with the second ranker, I believe a lot of it is owed to Vision IAS.
Well, I believe that for anybody, regardless of whether they're right out of college or they're already doing something else, one thing which I believe every candidate really has to keep in mind is why you are entering into this service. If your vision about why you're coming into this is not very clear, you wouldn't be able to complete this journey because this journey is very, very difficult. You have to be very clear about what objectives you really have. And this job profile is such, along with of course the enormous amount of social prestige that you come, a lot of responsibility comes for it, a lot of social work comes into it, and if you're really not up for the job, then sitting through this grueling exam becomes more difficult. So I believe for anybody, regardless of when they are entering into the preparation stage, this has to be very, very clear, because whenever you'll feel upset, and that happens every third day, that motivating factor is the only thing which will keep you going. That's one thing. Secondly, the other advice that I always give is that there has to be very, very proper time management. You absolutely need to have targets, you need to have proper schedules which you will follow. You have to have a lot of patience, because one year you prepare for it, the next year you sit for it. That's almost 2 years of your life you're investing into something. You sacrifice everything else to go for it. So when such an enormous amount of time is being put for something, I believe you need to have a lot of patience and a lot of self-discipline. And if you just master these two things, then it's really not impossible to crack this. When you're feeling very depressed and low, if you're not comfortable talking about it to anybody, I think taking a break helps a lot, and that taking a break may involve anything of your choice. You may practice a hobby, you may watch TV, you may go for a movie, you may do shopping, you may do whatever. But I think we are normal people, and normal people do require a break every 15 days, and that break has to be given, even to give your mind a very good rest. Proper sleep has to be taken. A lot of times people don't sleep during this preparation. I don't know, there's this perception that you need to kill your sleep. 8 hours of sleep is very essential for having a well-rested mind. If you don't have a well-rested mind, you will not be able to memorize so much. So, and if you don't sleep, then of course even the panic and stress also increases to enormous time. So to be that calm, collected, serene person, you always need to have good sleep, not very large amounts of sleep, like 8 hours is sufficient, good sleep, and a cheerful disposition. Talk to parents. If you don't want to talk, practice whatever makes you happy. Do that happy, and do whatever makes you happy, and do that every 15 days. It's very, very essential, because at the end of the day, we're very normal people. A lot of what I have realized after so much publicity, after so much love, hate, whatever, that a lot of it is also due to God's grace. And I am very privileged that I got a platform, that so many people want to hear what I have to say. So I have come to the conclusion that I hope that I would always do good work, so that I continue to inspire people. And I've come to realize that I always have to be grateful to God for the opportunity that I've got. And I hope I never get arrogant, I never become complacent about this success.